What can glowing germ gels and a ticking clock teach the next generation of farmers about good barn hygiene? We're finding out today on Across the Fence.
Hello, Vermont. What's the most important thing an aspiring farmer has to know? Whether you're working with cows or horses, sheep or goats, pigs or poultry, it may be that germs are everywhere, just waiting to hitch a ride and cause an outbreak. Protecting livestock means thinking hard about hygiene. And on May 30th, a fun first ever event is going to help young animal lovers do just that. It's called Cleanescape, and today we're learning all about it. Joining me with all the details are Dr. Julie Smith and Abby Leffler. Dr. Julie, as she's known to her students, is a research professor in the Animal and Veterinary Sciences Department at UVM who specializes in biosecurity. Abby Leffler is conducting research with Dr. Julie and, since the school year just ended, is now a UVM senior majoring in animal science. Welcome. It's nice to have both of you here today. I gotta say, I admire the coveralls. Very cool. All right, so Dr. Smith, Dr. Julie, tell us a little bit about Cleanescape. So what is going on?
Right, so we have this first time event coming up, and we had a naming contest and we called it Cleanescape because we wanted to capture the essence of the event where we're asking teams of participants to come up with a protocol that they implement to make sure that they're not tracking contamination into or out of what is simulated as a barn entrance.
So it's like they have to think about all these things that are normally invisible.
Exactly.
All those little germs, all the things that collect on them.
Yes.
Very cool. And when is it?
So this is coming up Saturday, May 30th.
Okay.
It's going to be right first thing in the morning, and we're inviting 4-H'ers, other ag-interested youth, summer cream students, creamers, and friends are invited to come as well, and we're hoping to get enough participants that will have teams that can compete against each other in the event.
Very cool. And so you just said it. So it's open to aspiring farmers, meaning kids who are in Future Farmers of America programs, people who are doing 4-H. Okay, great. Okay, so now let's backtrack because I think it's interesting. Why did you want to put something like this together? And especially for this group, like for young people, why is it important for them to learn these skills?
I've worked with Wendy Sorrell in the past, and Wendy Sorrell is the state 4-H livestock educator, and she's had me come and talk to groups about biosecurity before. What are the things that we do to help protect our animals from getting disease or from spreading disease around? And so I got talking to her a while ago, and I'm like, Wendy, we ought to do an event where we can like put it into practice and demonstrate it. And she got really excited, and so we made this plan where we can create this simulated entrance to a barn, you know, use some props to make it seem kind of like the milk house of an old style tie stall barn. So it gives a context for the activity, and then use the 4-H method of learning, which is learning by doing. So we're not going to talk to people about what is biosecurity. We're going to have them do an activity and learn what it is.
Well, that's interesting. So at the get-go, you don't start with like a lecture or anything about the germs? No. Okay, so it's just an understanding that there are things that we don't want to track in and out of the barn, and then from there, they're on their own and they have to think about how they're going to. Ooh, God, that's challenging. Okay. Well, so the event is being held at the Miller Barn, which is home to UVM's dairy herd. Abby, have you spent a lot of time in the barn?
Yes, I have. As a freshman in our orientation, every College of Agriculture student has a welcome event at the farm during orientation. So they get us started there really early.
That's when you get the coveralls?
Yes, and I took an intro to animal sciences class my freshman fall where we received these coveralls. Everyone in the class has them. And as that class, we have a lab that's at the barn every week, and we get a lot of really great hands-on experience with the animals. And then in the fall semester this year, I took a class with Dr. Stephen Wadsworth called Clinical Topics in Livestock Medicine.
Dr. W, we're big fans.
Yeah, and we learn all about diseases in dairy animals, beef animals, small ruminants, pigs. Like, it covers everything, and it's really great. And then this summer I'm going to be participating in the summer cream program, which runs from May 18th to August 7th, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay, and so I know you got to be a guinea pig. Are you also, I mean, having done this before, does she get to be a contestant if she wants to come back and do the proper cleanescape?
I think I might be more on the helping run it side of things, but I'm hoping I'll get to recruit some summer
Okay,
creamers
so there you
for
go.
it.
So see, there's no competitive advantages here, right? So no one has a leg up. Wait, tell me, how had you been exposed to these hygiene protocols before, like in any of your coursework, or?
Yeah, I think it's really ingrained from the beginning. When we get these coveralls, we actually keep them on the premises at the farm, so we're not bringing them back to our dorms and tracking anything back and forth from the barn. And then any lab you do, they always say from the beginning, like, wear gloves whenever you're handling any specimens and stuff, so yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't a foreign concept to you.
No, definitely not.
But you had also never been in a situation where you had been going in and out of barns and needing to follow a protocol before?
Yeah, I think as a student, usually they tell you what the protocol is and you have to follow it. So this was my first time actually thinking of it on my own.
Okay, all right. So the objective of each team's hygiene protocol is to keep germs from going in or out of the barn. How are you simulating that?
Well, we're using glow germ. So for those who don't know what glow germ is, it's a fluorescent dye that you can't see with your normal vision. It takes an ultraviolet light to see it. So we have, we will pre-contaminate a box that the participants have to step in.
Okay,
yep.
all right.
So there is some glow germ
see a
gel
little
in there.
glow, right?
And so they need to step into a box at each end of the room. So one is simulating contamination that could come in from outside, and the other is simulating contamination that could come out of the barn. And if they do their protocol right, then there shouldn't be any contamination or glow germ tracked from one box to the other. And we can look in the box. I think there was a visual up there.
Yeah.
We have another box that we put over those boxes that are potentially contaminated so that it's dark enough that we can see if they're fluorescing with the ultraviolet light.
This is pretty fun. Okay, so basically once you look in the box, you can tell then where the contaminants came from. Are they different colored gels or?
Well, you'll just see the
see
fluorescing gel, yeah.
So
and
you
we're not telling the participants which box has the gel in it.
Oh, okay, okay.
It kind of has the consistency of sunscreen, so
Okay.
I think we're going to put sunscreen in one box so it'll look the same and you won't know which one's the glow germ.
Very cool. Okay. Well, like I said, so you were a guinea pig for the test run, and I know, so what kinds of equipment, I know you know what kinds of equipment the students have access to when they're doing it, because, I mean, you have some of it even here.
Yeah.
How did these things help protect from the introduction of the contaminants?
So here we have a Tyvek suit, which is similar to the coveralls I'm wearing, but a disposable version. So it covers you all the way from your neck down to like your ankle area. And then you have booties to put over your shoes. So obviously when you're on the ground, you want the booties to be covering your shoes all the way so you're not tracking it from one box to the other. And we'll have a couple different
you've got your
kinds.
Tyvek booties on now.
We have a couple different eyewear options to choose from. These are really great because if you have glasses, they'll fit all the way over your eyes like this. And then we have some smaller pairs of glasses. So the students will have the option of whatever eyewear is the most comfortable option for them. And at the farm, we also have gloves, which are one of the most important things to wear. So yeah, you have to get on all of your PPE, personal protective equipment, before you enter the room that simulates the barn.
Goodness, okay. And then how do the teams get scored? Because you're keeping score. The idea you said is you're hoping to have enough contestants, enough teams, that then you're actually competing against each other. So how do you do a good score?
So it's timed, so they're scored a little bit on time and following the rules, meaning they put on all the personal protective equipment and they stepped in the box on each end, and they're scored on cleanliness. So, you know, after they're done, we look and see if they tracked any contamination from one end to the other, and that's what they get a lot of points for.
Okay. Abby, what did you find to be the most challenging?
I think just having to sit down and pull the suit on and off. It's really hard when you're wearing kind of like a tight suit and you're trying to reach up like this to get your booties on. And then as part of the challenge, we had to cross the room and grab a sample that was on the other side. And when we were coming back, none of us had thought about what we would do with the sample while we pulled all of these things off again. So Dr. Julie actually did set it down on a little cabinet that was on the side that she was able to reach, but the rest of us just held it in our hands and we were trying to pull everything off with the other hand that was available. So it was a bit awkward and definitely something to think about for next time.
Yeah, so what do you think though that you did well? Like, not without giving much away, because I don't want anyone watching this and being like, perfect, they told us the answer. Like, how do you design a perfect protocol? But what were some things that you thought were really important that helped you be successful in it?
I think just keeping everything inside that room, and we didn't step back outside with our booties still on. We made sure that everything that had touched the ground in there was fully removed and put into a trash can before we stepped out. But yeah, you have to be very careful that you're not touching anything before you cross the line.
Does this seem to you, so from all your experience in barns, does this simulation seem like it's actually doing a pretty good reproduction of what clean conditions would be like in a facility?
So I would say what we're having the teams do in this event goes well beyond what is normally done. Going on and off.
So normally we don't have Tyvek booties and we're floating over the floor.
Yes. Now there are some situations, if there's a foreign animal disease outbreak happening, the investigator is probably going to wear full PPE gear. But there are other situations where people do put on this kind of gear every day for their job. And so part of the event is exposing youth to this concept about the possibility of transferring invisible contamination from one place to another.
Yeah, well, which is an important thing for these, especially young people, you know, kids who are working in 4-H, who are working with animals. It's a new level of understanding for them about how to take care of and protect their livestock. Pretty cool. Okay, well, does this sound fun, and are you ready to race to victory? Registration for Cleanescape is currently open and space is limited. If you are or know a 4-H'er or FFA member who's between 14 and 18, the basic details and website for more information and registration are right there on your screen. So Dr. Julie, do you have any final thoughts?
There is still time to sign up. And for the 4-H'ers and FFH youth, they should use the link that was shown on the screen. The creamers and everyone associated with cream will use a link that is sent to them directly.
All right, so Abby, are you going to go out and recruit some of your fellow summer creamers to come and do it?
Yes, I'm hoping I can convince everyone to do it.
Well, actually, I mean, do you have any thoughts about the summer cream program? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it doesn't start for a few more days, so I haven't really gotten the nitty-gritty yet, but I've been wanting to do cream since I came to UVM. It's a really big attraction, and getting to learn everything that happens on the farm yourself and do it all yourself is a really great opportunity.
And now you're going to have a whole new skill set to bring to it with you. Well, Dr. Julie and Abby, thank you so much for joining me, and as always, thank you, Vermont, for learning and exploring with me today, and thanks to the team that makes Across the Fence possible. I'm Amy Finley. This is Across the Fence. Come back and let's learn and explore again tomorrow.